things that I've definitely learned from experience, that it's very good to have boundaries preset in our minds to know what's acceptable and what's not. Because, we could be very passionate, very enthusiastic about something, and the other party may not be. So it's quite important to understand the context of what we're talking about, and also important to listen for what the other person is talking about. Don't get carried away by hype, because you may not be selling, but the other person may be selling, and you could get taken in by a sales pitch rather than just a networking pitch. Someone wanting to build relationships. So do stay focused on what you are looking for, and if what you're looking for is not being met, or you see there's no potential, it's quite all right to excuse yourself. This is not about friendship, this is about networking. So your time is precious, so it's quite all right to excuse yourself politely and graciously. It's very, very important to be aware of the culture of the group you're networking with, because mismatches could be time wasters. Cross-culture could involve what you wear, for example. In some places, people actually do not like to see bare knees and bare shoulders. In other places, you go to an office, they do expect you to remove your footwear as a mark of respect. So it's quite good to have the kind of footwear that you can remove quite easily as well if you want to get on with a lot of different people. And then age groups. Different ages, younger people tend to be less bothered about gender and culture, and they are more global citizens. So then it's no point being too formal, because then they might be put off, they might feel very uncomfortable. So then it's quite good to relax when you're with global citizens or people who travel a lot. They have very broad outlooks as well. So these are some boundaries, cultural boundaries, that it's good to be aware of. If a person is very religious, it may not be obvious, so it's quite good to be careful about approaching topics that concern religion or politics until you really know a little bit more about that group that you're working with. And if you feel there is potential to explore that initial conversation further, then you can do so without making any commitments until you actually know more. There is no need to convert into sales talk too quickly. You may be excited about something you're talking about, but getting into sales talk, well, if someone is going to be leaving and town, it's okay to say whatever you need to, but without making commitments until you've had some time to think about it, and then follow up on paper later on via an email or a phone call. It would have given you some time to assess what you have been discussing and whether or not it has stayed within your boundaries. So stay careful, stay productive.